Gordon O'Gord and Michael DeVille lived next door to an old landfill. Gordon was 9.5, they say, and Michael 9 on the following day. The boys were poor, they played about, their parents left them to holler and shout. They played in the rubbish at Eden's spill and gathered their toys from the old landfill. Gordon's mother was Mary O'Gord, a lush in every sense of the word, while Michael's mother, wherever she be, has gone to a hell in a handbag, she. One day, while foraging near and far, the boys uncovered an old bell jar. A great big stopper was still in place. The surface shone. You could see your face. "Now this is gear," said Gordon. "Ha! We'll keep our treasures in this old jar. Let's hide it well so no one can steal the things we take from the old landfill." They took the jar and carried it home to stand on a shelf where the bright sun shone, then filled it slowly with care, each mite, like a piece of ore from a meteorite. A lump of chalk, a carbon rod, they each agreed with a wink and nod. Some peacock ore from a copper mine, and sulphur pills were a special find. An old watch face with luminous hands, some iron ore with rusty strands, a fertilizer they found undone that said, "For replenishing nitrogen." It rained one day, poured down the sill into the jar that was partly filled. The water level with rocks and ore trickled like streams from a waterfall. Ran right over the toothpaste squeeze, dissolved the hint of an alpine breeze. The water took it on over the sill along with the essence of chlorophyll. When Gordon challenged Michael DeVille, "You dope, you left with the jar unsealed. I told you to put the stopper back." Then Michael sulked at his mate's attack. The boys fell out, as boys they will. O'Gord was bigger than Michael DeVille, so Michael schemed and he plotted then to get the best of his older friend. He waited until the time was right, then under cover of stars and night, he took some ammonium cleaner there and poured it into the old bell jar. It fizzed and hissed, gave off a cloud of greenish gas like a misty shroud, and soon it filled up the old bell jar. You couldn't see what was what in there. When Gordon came, he said, "Oh, great. Well, that's the end of our friendship, mate." So Michael then, he cursed and he swore to cut the lunch of Gordon O'Gord. The days went by and the passing weeks, the bell jar cooked its ingredients, the mystic gradually cleared away, the sun shone steadily, day by day. Heated the jar, melted the ore, formed bedrock and an atmosphere. Radiation from luminous hands sparked a miracle, carbon strands. Amino acids were leached all right from the lump of ore from the meteorite. And when young Gordon had turned 13, he chanced to look at the jar again. But there in the beams of broad sunlight were things that moved and things in flight. A tiny people as busy as bees were building factories under the trees. Cars were driving on tiny roads and sports with all of the football codes. Beaches all with their golden sand and cinemas featuring Superman. The sea was blue with an azure sky and boats were bobbing there by and by. A scene like this was a pauper's dream to young O'Gord, who was just 13. And there in an open field alone a building stood. It was made of stone, a lofty spire with a Norman steeple where others prayed for the good of the people. Gordon's jaw, it dropped to the floor. He muttered, "Oh!" He shouted, "Gord!" The bell jar shook at the mighty roar, and the people cringed, muttered, "Oh, Gord!" Now every now and then DeVille comes round to work his evil will. He drops great rocks from ancient heights. The people think that they're meteorites. He scrawls on tablets hasty runes after he's eaten his morning prunes, and drops them onto their mountainsides, the 10 Commandments, then laughs till he cries. He shakes the jar to cause tsunamis, provokes the people to raise great armies, bellows with glee through the stopper hole, "The DeVille will get you before you grow old." Their cry goes up, "Save us, O Gord, from the Deville's work and his mighty sword." But Gordon has gone. He's headed for Phipps, where he goes to purchase his fish and chips.